Yeah, I was gonna say I get one more night, huh?
You're lucky.
Yes, he is.
Line up so that national anthem, right?
Correct. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Joliet Memorial Stadium for today's non-conference matchup featuring the visiting Knights of Marian University and your St. Francis Fighting Saints. Let's meet today's starting line first for the visiting Knights of Marian. Number 2, Tyler Fisher. Number 7, Cindy Anand. Number 9, James Jenkins. Number 10, Nathan Gould. Number 12, Ken Bailey. Number 19, Kyle Barber. In goal, number 25, Brendan Waker. Number 32, Sebastian Gonzalez. Number 36, Dylan Merchant. Number 39, Diego Romo. And number 40, Alan Tenorio. Head coach of the Knights is Mark Castro. And here's the start lineup for your Fighting Saints. In goal, number 88, Carlos Barracoda. Number 2, Isaac Avalos. Number 3, Tyler Luna. Number 4, Anders Santamarta. Number 5, Hunter Plus. Number 8, Aaron Maru. Number 10, Sergio Fernandez Arango. Number 11, Zakar Skipchenko. Number 16, Leonardo Haro. Number 23, Santos Contreras. And number 35, Dominic Carvola. The head coach of the Saints is Dan Cross. At this time, we ask all that are able to please rise.
Happy Hump Day, everybody. It's a gorgeous night here at Joliet Memorial Stadium and a perfect night for the St. Francis men's soccer team to pick up their first victory of the season. Good evening, everybody. My name is Aaron Schellen, and I will be bringing you tonight's non-conference matchup between your St. Francis Fighting Saints and the Marian University Knights. It has been tough sledding so far for the St. Francis men as they come into tonight's action 0-4 on the season, being outscored 16-2 in those 4 games. Last time out for the men was on the 31st back at Clark, where they dropped a 5-1 decision. On the other side of the field will be the Marian University Knights. They've had their own struggles this year. They are 1-3-1 on the season. Their only win back on the 21st at Colorado Christian, a 1-0 victory. So a couple of teams that are trying to get off the schneid here early on as they prep for their conference schedules. Let's take a quick look as we get started here at the starting lineups for each team. First for the Marian men, who will start with the ball going left to right in black jerseys with blue shoulders, the white lettering on the front and back. The 1-3-1 men's soccer team has Tyler Pritchard, Timmy Ane, James Jenkins, Nate Van Keelen, Kent Bailey, Kyler Barber, Sebastian Gonzalez, Dylan Mershand, Diego Corona, and Alan Tenorio, starting with Brendan Weiger, the junior from Fishers, Indiana, getting the start in goal. That ball's played ahead by St. Francis. Knocked back out to midfield. And the starting lineup for your Fighting Saints here tonight, as the ball is played over to Ane down on the near side. Isaac Avalos will get the start alongside Edward Luna. Down comes Skidchenko. Has the ball on his right foot, plays it over to Fernandez Arango. Arango on the left foot, tries to split the defense. He can't. In the middle to Luna, and the ball is knocked away. Skidchenko has it, plays it back out. Goes wide to Santa Marta. He puts the boot into it, and that just goes wide. Great opportunity early on for St. Francis, and they're going to get a corner kick here out of it just 1 minute and 10 seconds into the game. Rest of the starting lineup for the Fighting Saints: Aaron Maroof, Sergio Fernandez Arango, Zakhar Skidchenko, Leonardo Haro. We'll see what happens here on the corner. That one's put into the box. It's going to be headed out of danger. Ball is in the right in front of the net as Skidchenko headed it back towards the goal. It was knocked away, and it will be Marian ball. Santos Contreras and Dominic Barwolik, and in net, Carlos Ferrer Cotto gets the start as he looks to add to his impressive ledger here in his time with St. Francis. The ball is stolen away by Luna. He tries to run onto it down in the corner. He's fended off there, but he gets the ball back. Gets it to Skidchenko. Skidchenko in the middle. One too many passes to Maroof there. Skidchenko looked like he had some space. Fernando Arango has it. Has it knocked away, taken away from him, and Marian will control it here. So good pressure early on by the Fighting Saints, as they are a very, very young squad here. Only returning about 15% of their goal scoring from a year ago. Throw in for the Saints. Back to Maroof at midfield. He loses the ball to James Jenkins. Somebody to look out for. 6'4" midfielder James Jenkins could be a problem on those crosses. Stolen there by the Fighting Saints. Luna has it now on the left foot. Plays it up ahead through to Fernando Arango. Fernandez Arango back to Skidchenko, and Zakhar hits that one a mile in the air and past the track and out onto the grass. So another shot on goal, but that one well high and wide. Played now by the Knights. Again, good pressure here early on by the Fighting Saints. Couple of good opportunities. At least one very good opportunity and a couple of shots here early on. Played to the near side here to Hunter Fuss. Left foot ground ball played ahead, blocked by Marian, taken back by Luna. Luna plays it back to Haro, who plays it all the way back to Ferrer Cotto. Played ahead off the right foot of Fernandez Arango, out of bounds. Throw in for Marian, just underway here. 4 minutes in, no score. Couple of shots already for the Fighting Saints, one shot on goal. Pooched out to midfield. Skitchenko has it, plays it through. Fernandez Arango tries to run onto it. It makes its way back to Weiger in net. And Fernandez Arango puts pressure on the goaltender. That one's played out by Marian. Out to midfield. Over to Van Keelen on the near side. Plays it back to the left foot, and it's taken away nicely by the Fighting Saints. Room here on the near side. Luna has it. Tries to flip it ahead to Fernandez Arango, and he's unable to, but it'll be a throw-in here for the Fighting Saints. Fighting Saints 0-4 on the season. They started out the year with a 4-0 loss at Taylor back on the 24th. They played 3 games in a span of 4 days. They lost to Taylor 4-0 on the 24th. On the 26th, they played at home against Mount Mercy, dropped a 2-0 decision there. Lost 5-1 here to Goshen on the 28th, and then on the 31st at Clark, they lost 5-1. So a lot of games in a very short amount of time for a very young team that hasn't played a whole lot together. Not a lot of practices, not a lot of preseason with COVID restrictions and everything else. So a young team that's sort of learning on the go here. Trying to pick up that elusive first victory. Ball's played through by Santa Marta. He has it out wide to Contreras. Over to Skitchenko on his left foot. Tries to flip it through. Fernandez Arango has it now in the near corner. Tries to get through a couple defenders. He does just for a second, but the ball is knocked out to midfield. Played right back, though, by the Fighting Saints. Luna has it now, throws it in towards the top of the box, but there's nobody there, and Marian will take over. That one's played up to Bailey. Plays it back as Marian plays a little catch in their own defensive end. Run on to now on the ground. Fernandez Arango tried to steal that one, just knocks it away. Marian now just holding the ball down back here on their side of the field. This one is booted long, and Ferracotto will field that one. The fifth-year senior, Carlos Ferracotto, tied for first all-time in goals against average for this St. Francis club with a 1.43 goals against over his career. He has been dynamic in net for the Fighting Saints. Skitchenko plays it up off the left foot. Back to Fernandez Arango, who plays it back to Fuss. It gets away from him, and it'll be a throw-in for Marian right here in front of us. About 7.5 minutes into the first half, no score. Only opportunity really so far by the Fighting Saints. Skitchenko bumps in to Pritchard. Played out in the middle to Luna. Luna plays it over to the far side to Contreras. Contreras beats his man. He's got it down. He crosses it, and the header just out of the reach of Fernandez Arango. Beautiful cross there by Contreras through the box. The diving header attempt by Fernandez Arango just a little too far ahead of them. And it will be Marian will take over here. So again, offensively, Fighting Saints look pretty good here early on. Crisp passing, couple of good scoring opportunities. Ball's played back off a Marian player. Throw in for St. Francis. Far side of the field. Skitchenko with the little tip pass to nobody. Headed back by the Fighting Saints. Marian with the ground ball up through the middle. You take possession of it on the far side. Santa Marta and Gonzalez battle for it. Marian with their best possession of the game here so far. That one's played near the box. Deflects off a St. Francis player. Headed forward and then back. St. Francis looks to just gain possession, and they kick that one out of bounds. Settle things down here for a minute. Marian will get the throw in. Fernandez Arango is able to come out of that one with the ball, runs around a couple of players, goes to the far side to Santa Marta, plays it up along the far side of the field. Looking for Skidchenko in the middle, nobody there. Luna has it now, though, with some space on the left foot, gets it over to Fuss. Hunter Fuss puts the left foot into it. Skidchenko has it now 15 yards outside of the box. Back to Santa Marta, over to Contreras. Contreras with some space. He puts his left foot into that one. That's going to go over the net through the uprights. And it will be a goal kick for Marian. 10 minutes in here. 4 shots all for St. Francis. 5 shots now for St. Francis. None for Marian. So good start by the men here in this one. Looking for their first victory of the season against the 1-3-1 Marian University Knights. We have a foul called. Fuss has it. Little mishit on that pass there. Back to Fuss, who plays it to Avalos. It's played up the far side. A couple of players come together at midfield. That's going to stay in bounds for St. Francis. Looking for Skidchenko in the middle. Nobody home. And Marian will take possession. They try to bring it up the far side there. That's Sebastian Gonzalez. He's knocked down. And it'll be a throw-in for the Knights. It's going to be a foul called here on St. Francis. Little pooch back heel kick there, taken away by St. Francis. Played to the near side. The left foot ground ball picked up by Fernandez Arango. Goes to the far side to Skidchenko. Skidchenko plays it to himself in the corner. And that's going to go out of bounds for a throw-in for St. Francis. "12 minutes into a scoreless first half. St. Francis looking pretty good here early on. Couple of decent scoring opportunities as they put the ball into the box. And that one is going to be left-footed out. Fuss controls it for a minute. He has it knocked away from him, and we're going to have a foul called here on Marian. Second foul of the game called on the Knights. Played in the middle to Skidchenko, plays it to Luna. Luna with the left foot and grounds that one wide of the net. Didn't get all of that one. Looked like he hit it off the inside of his foot a little too much and hooked that past that far post. As Marian brings it now up the near side. The low line drive kick into a trio of St. Francis defenders. Fighting Saints come out of there with it, and running onto it is Fernandez Arango. Fends off the defender, plays it with the right foot. Gets it to Skidchenko in the middle. Skidchenko tries the slide tackle. It's kept momentarily by St. Francis, and we'll have a whistle and a foul called here on Skidchenko. Tyler Pritchard back to the goaltender, Brendan Weiger, the sophomore. Back to Pritchard down here near me. Over to the far side. Try to break through on that far side of the field. A lot of defensive pressure put on by St. Francis, and they force a turnover, and we'll get a throw-in. Now it's going to be a throw-in for Marian. played back to midfield, left-footed to Fernandez Arango. He has it in the middle of the field. Goes through a couple defenders, and at the last minute, right at the top of the box, has that one taken away from him. Almost ran all the way in there through a handful of Marian defenders, but at the very last minute had the ball taken off of his foot. Collision near midfield. And we will have a foul called here on Marian. St. Francis head coach Dan Cross in his 6th season, looking for his 34th victory. That would tie him for 3rd all-time in program history. Fighting Saints back-to-back winning seasons in 2019 and 2020. The first time that had happened since 2001 and 2002. Very, very young team this year, as I mentioned. So having a bit of an issue kind of figuring out how to play together, but the way they've played so far here tonight, you have to think that it's starting to come together a little bit. That one's played all the way back to Ferracoto. Played to the near side to Fuss, who has to play it hurriedly out to midfield as he looks for Luna. That one's deflected off the foot of Fuss and catches one of the fans right in the midsection. She's tough, though. She didn't drop her coffee. She didn't drop a spill of her coffee, so well done. Another foul called here on Marian. Haro will take this one. 5'9" senior Leonardo Haro out of Joliet. It's played down to Contreras. And it's going to go out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for the Fighting Saints. So the Fighting Saints, they haven't had their issue. This is going to sound obvious, but their issue has been putting the ball in the net. They're only being outshot by their opponents by a couple here. 58-55 is ball's right at the top of the box. Luna has it, tries to go through a couple of defenders. He can't, but he fights back, gets the ball back to Fuss. Fuss puts the left foot into it. It's going to be just over the head, though, and out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Marian. They're only being outshot by their opponents 58-55 in these 4 games. So the shots are there. They're just not on goal, on target. So an oversimplification of the game of soccer. Put the ball on the net more, and it will go in more. Fighting Saints put the ball towards the top of the box from the far side. It's headed out, where Fuss puts it back in, and Marian will take control. 27 minutes left here in half number 1 of a scoreless soccer game, which so far St. Francis has done a really nice job. They have the only 6 shots of the game, the only shot on goal, as Marian gets an opportunity here, though. And that one's booted back to midfield as St. Francis does a nice job. Skidchenko has it. He plays it up ahead, and that will be offsides. Marian has the ball right at midfield on the far side of the field, going left to right. 1, 3, and 1 on the year. They've lost their last 2 by the final scores of 2-1 at Cumberland on the 28th, and then they lost at Holy Cross 2-0 on the 1st. Tries to hit Skidchenko just over his right foot, and that will roll harmlessly to Brendan Weiger. Their only win of the season back on the 21st at Colorado Christian. The long ball, that's going to find Ferracoto. Hasn't had a lot of action here tonight. Carlos Ferrer-Koto, I'm sure he prefers it that way. The long throw down to midfield, headed up. St. Francis now with it, throws it in the middle. The pass tries to sneak that one through to Skidchenko. It's deflected away. Taken right back, though, by St. Francis. On the right foot, a collision at the top of the box. And that one is going to stay in bounds momentarily. Yep, and Marian will take control. Now it goes out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in for the Saints. Saints have it here. Santa Marta plays it through one, plays it through two, goes all the way in, and his shot is blocked out. So almost was able to run that one through the entirety of the Marian defense. But again, at the last minute, the ball's knocked away from him. It's going to come down here to Fuss. Fuss gets it up to Fernandez Arango. He tries to play it through a couple defenders. He can't, and it's taken away from him. This one's headed back to midfield where Santa Marta has it. Skidchenko on it now. Able to get around one player. Comes back to the left foot, back over to the right, back to the left, over to Fernandez Arango. Skidchenko's knocked down. Fernandez Arango looking for somebody to get it to, gets it back out. The fake pass, fake shot by Luna has that one knocked away. That one's put into the box. Skidchenko plays it down here on the near side, on the left foot now. And miscommunication there between he and Luna. Luna zigged when Skidchenko thought he was going to zag, and that ball went right to Marian. Haro has it now. Puts that one to the far side of the field. To Fernandez Arango, who gets around one, puts the right foot into that one and puts it high of the net. So good opportunity by Fernandez Arango, who is not afraid to shoot. That is his 13th shot in 5 games. So we have our first 2 substitutions here for Marian. David Green will check in, a freshman, and Cameron Hooker, also a freshman. And a third substitution, Zach Quante, a junior out of St. Louis. So 3 early substitutions here for Marian. Same starting lineup out there for St. Francis, or same lineup out there for St. Francis that started this one. We are 22 minutes in, no score. 8 shots for the Fighting Saints, none for the Knights here early on. Skidchenko goes up for the header, plays it back to his midfield. Going to be run onto by Fuss. Fuss has it with some space. Plays it just out of the reach of Fernandez Arango. It'll be a throw-in now for Marian. Played there by James Jenkins. That one's going to go out of bounds. Pass a little too hard off the foot of David Green. Throw in for Fuss. Tries to hit Fernandez Arango, but the ball is knocked away by Marian and all the way back to Ferrer-Koto. Puts the foot into that one. A high ball. Headed away by Marian, and we're going to have a foul called here on... Actually, I think that's another offsides call. Marian plays that one through. Quick ball as they try to catch St. Francis napping. Hard collision down there about 20 yards outside of the box, but Marian has the ball now. Headed forward, headed down by Luna. Luna runs onto it, gets it through to Skidchenko. Skidchenko, and they're going to put the offsides flag up at the last minute. So That one looked close. Luna fed it through to Skidchenko, but Zakhar went in just offsides. The third offsides call here already in the first half for the Saints. Played up here on the near side now. The long ball run onto by David Green, and he's not going to get there. That one's going to roll past the end line. Fernandez, Arango, and Skidchenko both look very, very active tonight. They both have had a couple of opportunities. They're right in the middle of all this offensive play for St. Francis, just not able to convert. Foul called on St. Francis. Played back to Brendan Weiger, who's only had to make one save himself here in the first half. Long ball played down, and Ferracoto will play that one, as he has Zach Quante bearing down on him. He puts his foot into that one and sends it all the way down. Headed back by Marian. Fernandez Arango mishits that header, and Marian will take possession, at least momentarily. Here, almost an opportunity for Marian as Jenkins tried to hit David Green on the near side, but blocked away nicely. This one's put towards the box, headed away. Marian will take it over again on the left foot. This one's pooched up, headed out nicely by Fuss. Fernandez Arango has it. Looks for Skidchenko, just out of his reach, and it will go back to the goaltender. Has to play it away from Skidchenko as he puts some pressure on the goalkeep. Tyler Pritchard now down the near side for Marian. Pushing and shoving down here in front of us. Haro wins the ball. Back to Ferracoto, who plays it with the left foot. Headed back into the middle, where it's played with the body by Fernandez Arango. Over to Maroof. Plays it back on the near side here to Hunter Fuss, who's going to start over as he gets that one back to the senior goalkeeper. Maroof goes after the ball. Excuse me, that was Luna who went after the ball. Just couldn't get there in time. Marian putting a little more pressure on St. Francis here over the last few minutes. Still no shots on goal, but some possession that they hadn't had earlier in the half. Skidchenko has it now. Comes through, runs through, puts the left foot on it. It's blocked. Gets the ball right back. Puts it around on his left foot. The shot goes, Ames going near post and put that one just wide. So nice individual move by Zakhar Skidchenko. First shot was blocked, stayed with it, and fired off a short side shot with that left foot that went just wide of the post. Shot number 10 here in the first half by the Fighting Saints. And they're right back on it. Skidchenko has the ball again. Plays it back into the middle on the left foot. That's going to be an pretty clear offside there on St. Francis, as Dominic Barwolik was in behind the defense. This one's sent to the far side, where it's taken right away by St. Francis. The long ball, Skidchenko tries to run onto it. He's there. The left foot goes just wide of the right post. So another solid opportunity for St. Francis. They're just having problems getting that ball on net. The opportunities are there. You have to think they're going to convert here at some point. 16 minutes left in the first half. 11 shots to nothing for St. Francis here in the first half. But where it counts, nothing on the scoreboard. St. Francis takes the ball right back again. Pass a little bit too hard ahead of Barwolick out of bounds. So throw in for Marian. Taken there. Skitchenko has it. Has it taken away from him, where Maroof tries to play it, and he can't, and Marian will take possession. Ball's knocked out of bounds. Throw in for the Fighting Saints. 30 minutes into this one, no score. Missed hit on the pass there gives Marian possession of the ball. Taken right back, though, by St. Francis. Down here on the near side is Hunter Fuss. Plays it up to Fernandez Arango. Looking for somebody to get it to. It's played back to the defense. Up on the far side now. The long ball towards the box. That one's knocked away by Marian, and they will start over on their side. Taken right away, though. Here comes Fernandez Arango. He has it. He puts the leg into that one. It's blocked right back at him. And the ball is cleared out by the Knights. Throw in for St. Francis here. Far side of the field. In their white and yellow striped jerseys. Yellow pants. Throw in here for Marian now. Holding the ball at midfield, but it's just stolen away. They try to play the ground ball up to Skitchenko, and the ball makes it back to the goalkeeper, who is able to play that one out of harm's way. He had Zakar bearing down on him there. Fuss plays it with the left foot, and that one's going to go out of bounds for a throw-in for Marian. That one's played away nicely by Luna. Luna has it, plays it in the middle to Santa Marta, and it's going to be a foul called here on under Santa Marta. Fernandez Arango now plays it up ahead to Skitchenko, and that one's going to be knocked out. Oh, it's going to stay in bounds. Taken there by the Fighting Saints, and finally punted out by Marian. Knights have it now. Back to their center mid, up into midfield, down here to the near side. Nice move by Quanti to get around the St. Francis forward. Skitchenko's bumped into there by Bailey as he tries to play that ball. Looks like we're going to have our first two substitutions of the night here in a minute for the Fighting Saints. Ball is played up, taken there by Contreras. Run on to by Barwolick, who has a lot of space. Takes that one into the middle, and he has it taken away right at the top of the box. St. Francis now on it at midfield as they look to reset. Fernandez Arango uses his body to try to play that ball, but it's taken away here nicely by St. Francis. Marian takes it right back, though. Marian has the ball at midfield. They try the far side. Nobody home on that pass. Oh, it stays in for a second. Nope, it's going to go out of bounds for a throw-in, and we will have a substitution. Our first substitution of the night for the Fighting Saints is Anthony Durka, a freshman out of Plainfield. He checks in for Edward Luna, who has done a really nice job in that first half. He's around the ball quite a bit. The ball finds Durka right away.
Into the match for the Fighting Saints, number 22, Anthony Durka. Into the match for the Knights, number 5, Will Mann.
Will Mann also checking in for Marian, a junior defenseman out of Fort Wayne. Down to 10 minutes here in half number 1 of a scoreless match. Throw in towards the box. That one is going to be knocked around. Shot beats the goaltender, and Marian takes a 1-0 lead. Cameron Hooker got the throw in. First shot of the game. He's able to get that right foot on it and beat Carlos Ferracoto, and Marian takes a 1-0 lead here in the 35th minute. St. Francis playing from behind here now. They've controlled the action for most of the evening, yet they find themselves behind on the scoreboard here early. That one is going to roll out of bounds. And we're going to have a throw-in in the corner. Into the box again, another dangerous throw-in. And a beautiful save there, and that one is kicked out of harm's way. And that was Hooker again, right in the box, right in front of Ferracoto, who had to make the tough save on that one. And it was punted away by St. Francis's defense to keep this 1-0. So the first shot on goal, the first shot of the game, another throw into the box. St. Francis is able to play this one out. And Durka is knocked down hard there. And that will be a foul. Hunter Fuss has it, puts the left foot into it down. Right in the box, and it's played off the foot. By Rubio Guerra, who has just checked in. Made a nice run to the near post, and Weiger took it right off his foot. The first shot on goal, first goal of the game for Marian. They're up 1-0 here. Cameron Hooker in the 35th minute makes it 1-0. So throw in here to Rubio Guerra. That one's knocked away from him out of bounds. It'll be another throw in. Santa Marta to Fuss. Fuss tries to cross, and that one's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be a little frustrating, and it's actually going to be a corner kick, as they said that deflected off of the Marian player. So an opportunity here for the Fighting Saints on the throw-in. It's going to be, or on the corner kick, going to be taken by Sergio Fernandez Arango. Freshman Fernandez Arango, a freshman out of Madrid, has one of the 2 goals this year for the Fighting Saints. Puts this one towards the back post, and that one's going to be headed away by the 6'4" James Jenkins. Foul called here on St. Francis with 7 minutes left, so it's going to be a little frustrating for the Fighting Saints. Control the play here through the first 35 minutes of action, yet on the scoreboard they trail 1-0. 12 shots to 2 here in the first half for the Fighting Saints. That one's played through, and it's going to be scooped up by Ferracoto. Throws it to the far side. It's put into the middle of the field. Nobody home, though. Left foot here over the top, looking for Rubio Guerra. And that one's going to be put out of bounds for a throw-in for the Fighting Saints with 6 minutes left in the first half. Throwing back to midfield. To Moruf. Plays it back all the way to midfield. Try the other side of the field to Santos Contreras. Chips that one ahead. And that one's going to go out of bounds. So St. Francis doing a nice job controlling at least the pace of play. They've had more possession than Marian has. They put more shots on than Marian has, but on the scoreboard, just two really, really nice throw-ins for Marian led to one goal in almost a second as they had two throw-ins into the box. One, they were able to beat Ferracoto, and the other one, Carlos had to make a really difficult save in order to keep it a 1-0 game. That one's put ahead. Here comes Rubio Guerra. That was Fernandez Arango. He loses it, and it's taken back by Marian. The long ball played down the near side for Green. Green is able to get there, and that one's going to be knocked out of bounds for a throw-in in the far right-hand corner here on the near side. Actually, it looks like it's going to go across the end line, so I think it's going to be a corner kick here for Marian. Their first corner of the night. That one's put over everybody's head. Little too much mustard on that one, so it'll be a throw-in for St. Francis. Quick throw-in up to Barwolik. He's fended off the ball. This one's put over to the near side, and there's nobody here, so that will be a throw-in for St. Francis. Played to Durka. Durka has it on his right foot. It's pushed off the ball, and it's just taken away by Marian. Marian with possession and space. So they just take their time. They get it up the far side. Contreras runs onto it. Down here to Durka. Durka has space. And it's going to go off the foot of Fernandez Arango and out of bounds. Good idea by Fuss. Just was not able to complete the pass. Moruf has the ball now with space. Santa Marta now chips that one ahead. Looking for Fernandez Arango, but it's taken away by Marian. So Marian has closed down their defense here a little bit. First 10-15 minutes of the game, St. Francis with a couple of really, really nice scoring opportunities, but Marian's done a nice job of sort of shutting things down here over the last 15 minutes. St. Francis still controlling the possession. That one's tries to play that one through to Rubio Guerra. Fernandez Arango has the ball taken away from him, looking for a foul called. Nothing doing. Put down with the left foot. Rubio Guerra tries to run underneath it. He's bumped out of the way. And Marian will take possession of the ball with 2 minutes left here, just over 2 minutes left here in the first half. That one's headed out of bounds by Fuss for a throw-in for the Knights. 1-0 score. Cameron Hooker scoring in the 35th minute of this one on a throw-in. Found himself all alone in front of goalkeeper Ferracoto and was able to put it past him. The first shot and the first shot on goal of the game for Marian gave him a 1-0 lead. And that's where we stand here with just under 2 minutes left in the first half. The long ball to Fernandez Arango. plays it to Rubio Guerra. Rubio Guerra puts it through and just wide of the near post. Nice pass by Fernandez Arango through to Rubio Guerra, who hit the ground ball, and it rolled just, had the goaltender beat, just wide of the near post. It looks like it was deflected, though, so it will be a corner kick for St. Francis as we approach the 1 minute mark here of the first half. Corner is put in, deflected out of the box. Rubio Guerra has it, dribbles it back out, gets it to Contreras. Contreras gets it up ahead, the through pass, and that one is cleared out of harm's way momentarily and cleared out to midfield by Marian. So another great opportunity for St. Francis that they just weren't able to convert on as they deflect that pass in on goal. So that will count as a shot on goal. Ball was put all the way downfield by Weiger, right to the opposite side, opposite goalkeeper, Ferracotto. We're under the last 10 seconds here in the first half of what will look like a 1-0 deficit. But if you're St. Francis, you have to feel pretty good about how you played there in the first half. Some opportunities, you just got to figure out a way to find the back of the net. So at halftime, St. Francis trailing Marian 1-0, a goal in the 35th minute by Cameron Hooker, the first shot and the first shot on goal by Marian all night. So we will be back with second half action here in a little while. St. Francis trails Marian 1-0.
St. Francis really has made a very positive impact on my life. I've made some of my best friends here, grown as a person, and I feel it has given me the tools to have a successful career.
USF has a very warm and welcoming atmosphere, and it was something I couldn't get at any other school that I visited.
It just felt like I was at home as soon as I stepped on campus.
Being located in Joliet, it's kind of like a hidden gem. It's not too far from home, but it's far enough where you can get that kind of getaway college experience that people want. It's a good little college community.
The thing I love most about University of St. Francis is the staff. They're always there for you day or night. You're not just another statistic to them. You're important to them. They know your name, and their one goal is to see you walk across that stage and to have a successful life.
The love and support that you get from these professors is beyond just in the classroom, and that endless support from them is exactly what I need to become the person that I want to be.
USF does a lot for their students to ensure that they have the best education possible. That means hands-on experiences, state-of-the-art technology, internships, or on-campus jobs. They want to make sure that you are prepared for whatever you want to do in your life.
Having that hands-on experience that St. Francis provides, I am able to feel confident, and I do feel confident that when I graduate, I will have learned what I needed to have a successful career. The professors in the university really do prepare their students for the real world.
Coming in my first year of St. Francis, we helped the community. That was the first thing that we did, and that opened up my eyes to what St. Francis was really about. They wanted to make me a better person, help me get my education, and help the community around me.
When I came here, I got my voice, I got my independence, I got that sense of I can make an impact.
USF education isn't just teaching you what you need to know about your field. It's teaching you what you need to know to make the world a better place.
I think one of the biggest things that I will take away from here once I graduate is that I will always have a home here. The university as a whole welcomes their alumni. They say that once you're a saint, you're always a saint.
We are just about ready for second half action here at Joliet Memorial Stadium with the Fighting Saints trailing the Marian Knights by the score of 1-0 in the 35th minute. Cameron Hooker took a throw-in from David Green and beat Ferracotto on the inside left post. First shot of the game for Marian gave them a 1-0 lead. If you just looked at the stats, other than that, you would think that St. Francis played a dominating first half. They outshot Marian 14-2 in the first half. They had 3 corner kicks to Marian's 1, 5 fouls on each team. 5 shots in that first half for Zakhar Skidchenko. Sergio Fernandez Arango had 3. Pablo Rubio Guerra had 2 shots in his time as a substitute, 1 each for Dominic Barwolik, Leonardo Haro, Anders Santa Marta, and Edward Luna. And on the other side, the only 2 shots of the first half, both by the goal scorer, Cameron Hooker. So St. Francis has some work to do here in the second half if they want to pick up their first victory of the season. They played very, very well in the first half. They made 1 defensive mistake, and it cost them offensively. They really controlled the tempo of the game. They controlled the possession of the game, and they had the majority of the scoring opportunities. But Marian was able to take advantage of their opportunity, while St. Francis's opportunities have gone by that left or right post, unfortunately. So we will see how the second 45 go here as St. Francis now going left to right. Skidchenko back out there after being replaced for the final about 11 minutes of that first half. He is the first one there. He gets the ball. Here comes Skidchenko down the far side. He puts the boot into it. Good, low, hard shot, and Weiger's able to make the save. So early on here, first 30 seconds of the second half, and St. Francis putting the pressure on already as Skidchenko gets that hard, low shot on, just not able to convert. Maroof has it over to Skidchenko. Skidchenko plays it to the far side. Back to Maroof, over to Santa Marta now. Santa Marta plays it through to Barwolik, just out of his reach, and that one will go out of bounds for a throw-in for Marian. So the second half starting out the same way the first half did, which is some pressure from the Fighting Saints, but unable to break the ice here as they trail 1-0, just over a minute into the second half. Marian throw-in. Headed away momentarily, but Marian takes it back, and it's played ahead now. Here comes an opportunity for Green. Green plays it in the middle, top of the box. Beautiful save by Ferracotto. Rebound, and that one's put into the net for an own goal, I believe that's going to be, as that was played. Or are we going to have... No, it is going to be. I think that's going to be an own goal here on the Fighting Saints. Is that deflected off of one of the St. Francis players past the goaltender, Ferracotto, and it is 2-0 Knights here in the 47th minute. An initial stop was made by Ferracotto. There were a couple of St. Francis players there, and neither of them were able to corral the ball, and they just deflected it into the back of their own net. And this one's booted down and just out of harm's way by Marian as they now lead 2-0.
Anything cool happens at capture replay?
Throw in for the Saints. Marian now with it on the far side, taken away by the Fighting Saints. Fernandez Arango plays it up to Barwolik, has it knocked away from him. Taken back nicely by Fernandez Arango, though. Has it on the right foot, looking for somebody to get it to. Back to Barwolik. Barwolik plays it up ahead to Skidchenko, and he's knocked down, and this will be a free kick for St. Francis on the near side, so almost a corner kick. Bit better angle here for Skidchenko, though, as St. Francis looks to get back into this one on this attempt right here. Here comes the play, and that one just misses the net. Skidchenko gave that one an attempt, and that just went over that back far post and corner. Another good attempt by the Fighting Saints, but they still trail 2-0. An own goal here in the 46th minute has turned this into a 2-0 game. Ferracoto made the initial save, a very difficult save. The ball deflected away from him. Here comes Skidchenko now 1-on-1. And he has it knocked away from him there. Looking for a foul, no call. And Marian runs onto it now. Marian has it out in midfield, where Corona plays it. He loses it. Gets it back up in the midfield, though. Corona has it with space. Nobody around him. Just sort of dribbling around near midfield. Kept in by St. Francis. Down the far side, into the middle of the field with it. Played back for Fernandez Arango up ahead. Here is Fernandez Arango on the near side. He's tripped, and we are going to have a foul called here on Marian, as Fernandez Arango's tripped up from behind. So good golden opportunity here for St. Francis, about 3 yards outside of the box. Looks like Skidchenko's going to take this one. He's there with Luna. Luna runs over the ball. Skidchenko up over the top of the net, and that will be another missed opportunity here for St. Francis, as he put that one about 2 or 3 feet over the top of the net. Marian plays it up into midfield, and that one's put all the way down. A long ball that's going to go across the end line. No harm there. 5 minutes into the second half, 2-0. Marian with the lead. They scored a goal in the 35th minute. Reserve Cameron Hooker on a throw-in from David Green. And then in the 46th minute, just a minute and a half into the start of the second half, an own goal by St. Francis makes it 2-0. Here comes Fernandez Arango. He puts the boot into that one, and that's deflected over the net. So Fernandez Arango got all of his right foot into that one, and Weiger was able to punch that one over the crossbar, and St. Francis will have a corner. To be taken by Zakhar Skidchenko. Puts this one towards the back post, and that's going to miss the intended target, and it will be a goal kick. So quick attempt there by Skidchenko goes through everybody. No harm done for Marian, who are being outshot in this one 17-3. Yet they lead 2-0. St. Francis has it. Santa Marta plays it back. Ball is deflected to the far side, and Marian has it now. Up into space, nobody there. Dominic Barwolik takes it, gets it back to Contreras, who plays it up to Skidchenko. Skidchenko in the middle of the field. It's back over to Contreras down here on the near side. has it knocked away from him. That'll roll out of bounds for a throw-in for St. Francis. 8 minutes in. Contreras looking for Fernandez Arango, and it's taken away by the Knights. Put back towards goal, and that one's going to bounce harmlessly to the left of the net, down to our right side for a goal kick. So for St. Francis, they're being outscored on the year now 18-2, yet they are outshooting their opponents 72-61. So you have to think at some point these shots that aren't currently going on goal will find their way into the back of the net. We're going to have a foul called here on St. Francis, push from behind. It's a 7th foul on the Fighting Saints here this evening. Ground ball played up ahead. The center, the cross, just away from the left foot of James Jenkins. Run on to by Corona for Marian. Corona has it down on the near side. He's double teamed down there. And plays it towards the box, kept in by Pritchard. Pritchard throws the cross across, and that's going to go all the way through the box, played by Marian there. Defense by Luna. The ball is crossed in. The header just goes wide. So good opportunity for Marian. Goes past that near post, and it will be a goal kick for Ferrer-Cotto. We're 10 minutes into the second half. St. Francis trailing 2-0. Long ball put down, looking for Fernandez Arango. And Fernandez Arango is down on his stomach. I think it was he landed, I think he went up there and he came down on his arm, his wrist, his elbow, something like that. It looks like he bounced up and he's walking off the field. So apparently it's not his wrist or his elbow or his shoulder, and we'll just leave it at that. As we're about 10 minutes here into the second half, as Fernandez Arango will come out here for a moment to compose himself. Played back by Marian. Marian plays it down the far side. Marian putting a little more pressure on here in the second half. That one's played down the far wing. Brought into the box. That ball is cleared and knocked out of bounds for a corner for Marian. This will be their second corner kick of the night. They lead this one 2-0. Goal in the 35th minute by Cameron Hooker, and then an own goal in the 46th minute to make this a 2-0 game. St. Francis with 17 shots, 4 on goal, 4 corner kicks, and they just have not been able to find the back of the net. They've had a couple of golden opportunities here. Pushing and shoving in the box. Here comes the ball. That one is deflected back to the top of the box. Chipped in again, and that header is going to go over the crossbar for a goal kick. Contreras has it. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in. The pass from Santa Marta looking for Barwolik, but Barwolik was not there, and the ball went out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Marian. And that's what you see when you have a young team that doesn't get a lot of practice together. See some miscommunication on some of these, which should be relatively simple passes, as Marian takes possession of the ball. Played ahead. Gonzalez keeps that one in. No, he doesn't. It's going to be a throw-in here for St. Francis. Contreras with the high throw-in, looking for Santa Marta. Finds its way to Skidchenko. Skidchenko has it down here in front of us. Gets around one defender. Tries to run onto the ball. Takes it into the middle of the field. Plays it to the far side. To Fernandez Arango. Has the ball right at the top of the box. Comes down here to the near side. Has it taken away from him on a nice sliding tackle by Marian. Played back now to Contreras. Up to Skidchenko. Contreras and Skidchenko play catch. To Santa Marta. Plays it to Luna, who tried the give and go with Fernandez Arango, and it was just out of the reach of Sergio, and it'll go out of bounds for a throw-in here for Marian. So we're down to about 31 minutes left here in this one. St. Francis trailing 2-0. Barwolik now. Plays it into the middle. Plays it wide. Too wide, though, out of the reach. On the far side for now, a throw-in for Marian. Long ball played down the near side, the far side, headed back by St. Francis, controlled by the Knights, taken back by the Fighting Saints. Chipped ahead there. Some contact down on the far side. Ball is in the box. The shot, and that will finally break the ice as Zakhar Skidchenko finds the near post, and it is 2-1. St. Francis had been putting the pressure on all night long. 18 shots, and on their 18th shot, Zakhar Skidchenko picks up his first goal of the year to cut this lead in half, and it is 2-1. Sergio Fernandez Arango with a nice feed from that far wing. Found Skidchenko by himself in the middle, and Skidchenko was able to beat the goaltender, Brandon Weiger, to make this a 2-1 match. Still plenty of time left for St. Francis. And for St. Francis, got a little bit of extra juice in their legs here as Barwolik takes the ball away. Then he's pushed off there. So in the 59th minute, St. Francis finally breaks through against Brendan Weiger and the Marian Knights. It's 2-1. Barwolik has it up to Skidchenko. Tries to play it back to Barwolik, but he has it taken away from him there. Nice individual one-on-one play. Contreras has it knocked away from him. You have four men going for the ball. It's knocked out of bounds for a throw-in for Marian. For Skidchenko, that's his first goal of the season. Fernandez Arango, his first assist of the season. So 1 goal, 1 assist for Sergio Fernandez Arango. Makes him the team's leading scorer. That ball, another throw-in. St. Francis had some difficulty with those throw-ins into the box as Ferracoto settles it down. 29 minutes left. St. Francis looking for the equalizer. They score in the 59th minute. Skidchenko from Fernandez Arango. Played back to Contreras, who plays it all the way back to Ferracoto. Plays it right back to Contreras, and we'll start over. Contreras chips the ball down ahead, looking for Skidchenko. Zakhar tries to run onto it, and we're going to have a foul called on Skidchenko as he knocks over, it looks like Dylan Mershand down here on the near side, and he's grabbing an ankle or a foot or a calf or something on that lower leg. Hops up, though, and shakes it off. So it looks like we're going to have 4 substitutions here for Marian and 1 for St. Francis at the next whistle. Played along the near side, taken away by Contreras. Gets it up to Santa Marta. Santa Marta with space. Plays it through to Fernandez Arango. That one is centered. The shot. Nice right foot kick and save by Brendan Weiger. So Santa Marta with the nice playthrough to Fernandez Arango, who almost tied this one up. So we will have 4 substitutions for Marian. We have number 8, who's not on my roster. We've got Nate Van Keelen, Kyle Barber, and 1 substitution for St. Francis as Anthony Durko will check back in. He played 29 minutes in that first half, so comes back in here with 27 minutes left to play, and St. Francis trailing by 1. That one's booted out of bounds for a throw-in for St. Francis. Fighting Saints looking for the equalizer here. They got their first one at the 59-minute mark as Zakhar Skidchenko with his first of the year. The senior out of the Ukraine gets St. Francis on the board and cuts the lead in half at 2-1. We got a whistle and pause here. That ball is played ahead. Marian has the ball now. That one is headed back as ball's knocked around at midfield. Maroof has it, gets it up to Fernandez Arango, plays it through to Skidchenko. Here comes Zakhar. Zakhar on the left foot. That one's deflected out of bounds, and it will be a corner kick for the Fighting Saints. And that number 8 is actually Spencer McCumber, a freshman out of Colorado Springs, Colorado for Marian. So mystery solved as the corner kick taken by Sergio Fernandez Arango puts that one towards the top of the box. The header is down and wide of that far post for a goal kick. We tried to come back towards that near post with the header, but just wide. That is the 21st shot for St. Francis here in this match tonight. They've only been able to get one past Brandon Weiger. They've had a couple of really good opportunities, a couple of opportunities that just missed posts. But at any rate, 2-1 here, Marian, with 25 minutes left. That's off Santa Marta, gets it back. Played back to Contreras. Contreras chips it up ahead. That one's played to Skidchenko. Skidchenko fakes the pass, goes to the far side with it. And we have, I believe, offsides called. It will be Marian ball here. They're going to be playing a free kick down on the far side of the field. Back to the goaltender, Weiger. Skidchenko bearing down on him. He plays it to the near side. Low line drive taken away there. Played up ahead as Luna tries to fend off the defender. He can't. He fully goes to the ground, and Marian takes possession of the ball for a moment here. Chip to the far side. Bodied down by the Knights. Played up to midfield. And that one's going to go out of bounds for a throw-in for Marian. So just the third goal of the season for St. Francis. For Skidchenko, he joins Isaac Avalos and Fernandez Arango as the only other members of the team who have a goal so far this season. Offensively, they've looked pretty good. They just haven't been able to convert on the number of chances very good chances that they've had, especially early on in the first half, and they had another couple opportunities early in the second half. Throw in for Marian. Marian has the ball. They try to chip it into the box. That one's deflected out of bounds for a throw-in for the Knights. And this is where St. Francis has gotten into trouble with these long throw-ins into the box. And here comes Ferracoto to just take care of business himself. He gets this one up ahead, and that's going to get away from Durka and go out of bounds. He had some space, just could not corral the throw from Ferracoto. We have a whistle, and we're backing him up a couple steps. That one's punted down by St. Francis, and that will... Skitchenko tries to keep it in. He does, and they're going to say that was out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Marian. So Skitchenko hustled there to try to beat the defender to the ball and almost got there, but it trickled out of bounds. Marian throw-in. Headed back by Contreras into open space where Durka has it. Gets it to Luna. Luna with some room. Gets around one defender and has his legs taken out from underneath him. But gets the ball right back. Played to the near side to Skitchenko. Skitchenko's got 3 defenders around him. He has it stolen away from him. Tries to get it back, and Marian will take that back. They've got 9 players on the defensive side of the field now as they try to protect this 2-1 lead here in the second half. Nice tackle by Contreras, and it will be a throw-in here for St. Francis. So they didn't give, I believe they blew the whistle because they didn't allow Marian to get their substitute on there. Contreras has it with some space now. Here comes Contreras down the near side. He crosses it, but there's nobody home, and Marian clears that one out. Skitchenko now with it. Plays it to Rubio Guerra, who centers it to the far post and just out of the reach of Fernandez Arango down there. So Marian is sort of collapsing their defense here as they try to protect this lead. A lot of blue down towards the box when St. Francis gets the ball. Contreras chips it up ahead to Rubio Guerra, and that's going to go out of bounds for a corner kick. So another opportunity here for St. Francis as Skitchenko's going to take the corner here on the near side with 20 minutes left. Plays that one short to Durka, back to Skitchenko. Skitchenko on the ground, nobody home, and it just cleared out to midfield. Contreras plays it back, put high in the air. That one's brought out to midfield, knocked out of bounds by St. Francis for a throw-in here for Marian. 20 minutes left, 2-1 Knights. Courtesy of an own goal, a minute and a half into the second half. It was a 1-0 game that St. Francis had looked pretty good. They put up 17 shots in the first half, weren't able to get the ball past the goaltender. An own goal made it 2-0. Skitchenko, who has the goal, comes down here with some space, and he has it just taken away from him there at the top of the box as he tried to cut that one back in towards the middle. That one is thrown down and booted out of bounds. Sebastian Gonzalez with the run on there, but wasn't able to play it. It'll be a throw in here for Marian. just on the St. Francis side of midfield. Again, that one's knocked out of bounds for another throw-in. 21 shots for St. Francis, 6 for Marian. 6 shots on goal for St. Francis, 5 for Marian. 6 corner kicks for St. Francis, 2 for Marian. Yet Marian leads on the scoreboard 2-1. Fighting Saints looking for their first victory of the 2021 season. They started the year 0-4. Offensively, they've looked pretty good tonight. They just have not been able to convert the opportunities they've had. Here's the throw-in. Played to Maroof. Plays it to the far side, where Rubio Guerra is going to be whistled for the foul. Marian playing catch on the far side there. To Cameron Hooker, who scored the first goal of the game in the 35th minute on a throw-in. Here comes the run on to Gonzalez. Gonzalez has it now one-on-one. Backtracks a little bit, leaves it for Corona. Corona has it knocked away from him nicely down there on the near side for a throw-in. 17 and a half now left to go. Still plenty of time for the Saints to get that equalizer. Throw in to be taken by David Green. Throw in right in the middle of the box. And cleared out just outside of the box. The spin around shot is going to go wide of the near post for the goal kick. Ferracoto will take that kick. Plays it down to the near side here to Santos Contreras. 5'8" freshman. As Rubio Guerra's knocked down, he gets up slowly, limping on that right leg. Kyle Barber comes over and asks him if he's okay. Rubio Guerra trying to put pressure on that. He's limping on that right leg a little bit, but he seems to be all right. Played in the middle to Luna. Played now to Skidchenko over to the aforementioned Rubio Guerra. Back to Maroof. Skidchenko now to Durka. Played in the middle to Maroof. Back to Skidchenko. Skidchenko plays it back to space. It's now played up ahead to Contreras. Contreras goes to the far post. Kept in there for a moment, and that ball is booted out, and it will be a throw-in. To be taken by Fernandez Arango. He has the ball now. Plays that into the middle to Skidchenko. Skidchenko's shot goes just wide. So another setup from Fernandez Arango to Skidchenko, and Zakhar puts that one wide of that far post. At the 15-and-a-half-minute mark, we'll have a couple substitutions here. Looks like Dominic Barwolik will be checking back in, as will Ander Santa Maria. The next opportunity. As we approach 15 minutes. An opportunity here for Marian. On the right foot is Van Keelen. Gets it over to the top of the box. Tries to play it down to the near side to Kyle Barber. He can't. And it will be, I believe, a foul called here as St. Francis will take over. Played up to Contreras now right here in front of the subs. Tries to hit Fernandez Arango, who bumps into the Marian player, and Marian will take possession of the ball as Fernandez Arango is being really, really aggressive down here trying to play the ball, and he's actually going to be whistled for a foul against Dylan Mershand. It's the 10th foul of the night against St. Francis. That one's headed down to Ferrakoto, who's able to scoop that one up. Zakhar Skitchenko has 11 shots in this game tonight, 3 on goal. And he got his first of the year in the 59th minute to make this a 2-1 game. Edward Luna now gets it to Fernandez Arango, who is taken down. And that is going to be the first yellow card of the match. Believe that yellow card is on... Can't see the number from here. That's going to be on McCumber. Spencer McCumber was whistled for the yellow. Down in the corner with it is Rubio Guerra. He crosses it, and that's going to go out of bounds. 13 minutes left. 2-1. Marian with the lead. And finally, Barwolik and Santa Marta are able to check in. They've been standing there for a while waiting to get into this game. And out will be Edward Luna and Skidchenko. Zakhar Skidchenko with a really, really nice game. 11 shots, 3 shots on goal in 35 minutes. Played back. Almost some miscommunication there between the defense and the goalkeep, but cleared out of harm's way by Marian, and they will take over here. Tries to hit Barwolik, or excuse me, that's Durka, but it's just out of his reach. Durka plays it off his body. It'll be out of bounds for a throw-in for Marian. Throw-in for Marian. That one's headed down and punted high in the air. That one's going to come down, and Rubio Guerra's trying to get to it, but he's being defended away from the ball, and Marian is able to eventually play it. One-on-one battle down here in front of us, won by Van Keelen. On it now is Durka. Durka has some space. Over to Santa Marta, who gets it to Fernandez Arango. Back to Santa Marta. Back to Fernandez Arango, back to midfield. Try the other side. Running onto it is Rubio Guerra. He gets it in towards the box. Durka has it. That's deflected in the box and cleared out, and we have a whistle. And I think that was an offsides call on St. Francis. So we're down to 11 minutes left as the Fighting Saints look to win their first game of the season. They're 0-4. They trail this one 2-1. Offensively, they just haven't been able to convert the number of opportunities they've had here this evening. And we will have a foul called on Marian. So an opportunity for the Fighting Saints here. To Durka. Durka plays it to Contreras on the near side. Contreras plays it in the box. Ball is centered down and knocked away from Santa Marta as he tried to settle that one down. And Marian will run onto it in space. Down the far side. This one's put into the middle. Headed away by Avalos. Contreras playing some defense there on Van Keelen. Marian keeps possession of the ball. Played in the midfield over to the far side, just stolen away by St. Francis, and another foul called here on Marian. But St. Francis had possession of the ball, so they should have just let that one go as a continuation play, but the whistle blows it dead, which gives Marian an opportunity to reset their defense here a little bit. A break for the Knights. Contreras plays it. He's got plenty of space, nobody near him. Over to the far side to Santa Marta. Excuse me, that's Fernandez Arango down there. Comes towards the top of the box, gets a ground ball off that's deflected wide, and it will be a throw-in for the Fighting Saints as we're under 10 minutes, down to 9, just over 9 minutes left here in this one, with St. Francis trailing 2-1 over to Rubio Guerra. Left foot gets it across the field. That's Santa Marta down there in the corner one-on-one. Tries to play it through the defender. He can't. Has it taken away from him, and we have a whistle. And it will be a free kick down there for Marian. Down under 9 minutes now. Marian came into tonight's action 1-3-1. They had lost their last two, 2-1 at Cumberland and then 2-0 at Holy Cross. Another team that had struggled offensively. They only had 3 goals on the season. Defensively, they were a little bit tighter, had given up 6 goals on the year. They lead here 2-1. First goal of the game scored by Cameron Hooker in the 35th minute to give them a 1-0 lead on their first shot of the game. Then an own goal in the 46th minute would make it 2-0. And in the 59th minute, Zakhar Skidchenko would break the ice for St. Francis. His first goal of the year would make it 2-1 on a nice feed by Fernandez Arango. And we are still 2-1 with just under 8 to go. Here comes an opportunity for St. Francis just out of the reach, and that will be a goal kick. Santa Marta tried to run onto that one, but it was just a little too far away from him. Couldn't catch up with it. Goal kick for Marian. Skidchenko checking back in for Barwolik. So Zakhar to the bench for a quick breather. Now right back out there as he tries to get the equalizer in the final 8. Foul going to be called here on Haro on the push from behind on James Jenkins. So free kick for Marian right at midfield. Shots are now 23-7 in favor of St. Francis. This one's put towards the box as they go for the 6'4 Jenkins, and that one's going to be taken away nicely by the St. Francis D. Taken right back, though, by Hooker. Plays it in the middle. Lofted high about 10 yards outside of the box. And foul called here on St. Francis again. Marian will get a free kick. 25 yards or so outside of the box. Looks like Edward Luna is going to be checking back in here at the next opportunity. 6 minutes left. Here's the ball into the box. It's played down by Ferracoto. Rolls it up ahead. And St. Francis comes down on the attack. The long ball, nothing doing as that one's going to roll all the way down and be played by Brendan Weiger. Lets that one cross the end line. So here comes Luna to check back in. Checking back in for Pablo Rubio Guerra. Rubio Guerra has had a pretty nice first half. He had a couple of shots, a shot on goal in that first half. The freshman out of Oviedo, Spain. Marian has the ball, plays it forward, headed back by Avalos. And we had a massive collision on the St. Francis side of the field. One player down for each team as they went up for the header. Can't see who the players are, can't tell the numbers from here, but each side has a player being tended to by their training staff. And it looks like for St. Francis, that was Leonardo Haro, but he's up and walking around, jogging around at this point. Players still down for Marian. Looks like he's sitting up, though. We're going to take a quick break here for this injury timeout. Score 2-1. Knights over the Saints. Just under 5 minutes left to go in this one. We'll be right back.
University of St. Francis is invested in your learning, your interests, and your personal goals and dreams. We are an award-winning, nationally ranked Catholic university offering quality on-campus and online bachelor's, master's, doctoral, and certificate programs. See what makes USF a great university, a great home for so many students at stfrancis.edu. You belong in a school that's focused on you.
We are back. That injury was to Cameron Hooker, and he is being helped off the field. He's having some difficulty putting any pressure on that right leg. He's being helped off the field here. So just a quick reset, 4:59 left. St. Francis trailing in this one 2-1. The Knights would get on the board first in the 35th minute. Cameron Hooker, who is being helped off the field right now, was responsible for that first goal on a throw-in from David Green. He beat Carlos Ferracotto, the first shot on goal of the game, and it would be 1-0. About a minute and a half into the second half, Marian would score on an own goal to make it 2-0, and then in the 59th minute, Zakhar Skidchenko would cut the lead in half on a nice feed from Fernandez Arango to make it 2-1. This one's thrown into the box, headed out by Marian. Played back to Avalos. Plays it over to the near side to Contreras. 4.5. Skidchenko has it. Plays it forward to Contreras. Contreras with the cross towards the back post. Ball's in the box, and that one is going to be booted out for a corner kick. So an opportunity here for St. Francis as we approach the 4-minute mark. Corner kick to be taken by Fernandez Arango. Here comes the ball into the crease, and that one, or into the box, and that one's cleared out. And that one's going to be fired all the way down. Nice block by Contreras, as Marian would have been in all alone there otherwise. Fernandez Arango has it, gets it back out. The ball is put into the box looking for Skidchenko. Skidchenko has it, mishits it, and it's going to roll to Brendan Weiger with 3:40 left to go. Weiger taking his precious time as he sends that one downfield. Knocked away by Avalos. Run onto by Moruf, who has it again, plays it to the far side. Down that far side, and it will be a throw-in for St. Francis. 3 minutes left now. Fernandez Arango has it in the box, and that one is booted up into the stands on the other side of the field for a throw-in for St. Francis now on the far side in towards the box. Marian takes it away and boots it out again. We're under 3. I'm going to say that one deflected off of a St. Francis player, though, so it'll be a throw-in for Marian right down in the corner. Marian's content with just sending the ball as far down towards Ferracoto as they can here as we are approaching the 2-minute mark in this 2-1 matchup. Going to be played by Weiger, and he's just going to send this one all the way down the field to David Green, who plays that one further down. Green just trying to kill time down there in the corner. And it's going to be a goal kick for St. Francis as we are at the 2-minute mark. Played quickly to Avalos. Avalos plays it up ahead to Contreras. Contreras to Skidchenko. Skidchenko has it now. Tries to beat his man one-on-one. Miscommunication there, and Marian takes over. Running onto it is James Jenkins. Jenkins has his legs taken out underneath him by Skidchenko, and it will be a foul called on Zakar. Minute and a half left as they stop the clock. Tyler Pritchard to play this one down here right in front of the St. Francis bench. Minute and a half left. Back to Pritchard right away. Just chips it forward, and that's going to roll out of bounds. Be a throw-in for Marian again. They take their sweet time, Diego Corona, on this throw-in now. That one's knocked away. Santa Marta has it, spins around, gets it up ahead to Skidchenko at midfield. Skidchenko mishits it, but it does find its way back to Avalos, back to Contreras. We're down to the final minute. Santa Marta has it up ahead to Skidchenko. Skidchenko goes to the far side. Down to Fernandez Arango. And he loses the ball back to midfield. Comes to the near side to Contreras, chips it up ahead to Fernandez Arango, who tries to play through the defender, and he can't. The defender shields him off, and it will be a goal kick here for Marian. And it appears as though St. Francis is going to drop to 0-5 here unless they can do something in the next 28 seconds. Brendan Weiger taking his time as he puts his right foot into this one, sends it down past midfield, headed away by Avalos. Big collision as Jenkins knocks down one of the St. Francis defenders who's in some pain. It looks like Leonardo Haro again for a second time in about 5 minutes. He's taken a bit of a beating here down the stretch. Freshman Daniel Simon looks like he's going to be checking in for Haro, who was part of a collision just a couple minutes ago that knocked Cameron Hooker out of the game, and he is going to be helped off the field this time. So we're going to have the free kick here from the St. Francis side of midfield, and it's going to be taken by Ferracoto. We've got 12 seconds left, so Ferracoto's got to put this one into the box someplace. We need a deflection or a header or something to tie this one up in the final 12. Comes the boot downfield. It goes into the box, and that's going to be deflected out of bounds for a corner kick. And I don't know if they're going to have time here. Here comes the corner, and that one's going to be headed out, and that will end the game. So pretty solid offensive performance by St. Francis in this one. 23 shots, but they were only able to get one past Brendan Weiger. They dropped to 0-5 on the season with a 2-1 loss to Marian here tonight. Cameron Hooker would get the scoring started in the 35th minute as he would take a throw-in from David Green and beat Ferracoto on the left inside post to make it 1-0. That would be the score at the half. In the 46th minute, Marian would score on an own goal as Ferracoto made the initial save, and then one of the St. Francis defenders knocked it into their own net to make it 2-0. In the 59th minute, however, Zakhar Skidchenko would break or would cut the lead in half, making it 2-1 on a nice feed from Fernandez Arango. But that is as close as the Saints would get here tonight as they drop to 0-5 on the season. But some good things on the field happening for these Fighting Saints. So once again, your final score here from Joliet Memorial Stadium is the Marian Knights 2, the St. Francis Fighting Saints 1. My name has been Aaron Shellen. Thank you for joining me tonight, and everybody have a fantastic rest of your evening. Good night.